One of the most important tools of someone looking for a property to rent is the property tour. This allows you to physically see the space, the appliances, and how the rooms are configured. This is an incredibly important step, and I recommend that you never skip it. As technology continues to become more advanced, interesting new methods are found to deploy it. This has given rise to unguided tours, where renters are given an access code allowing entry to the rental property, and they tour the property on their own. But what are the benefits and drawbacks of the unguided tour? How should you, as a prospective renter, adjust your decision process when presented with landlords who use unguided tours? Unguided tours, pros and cons, on today's episode of Renter Confidential. A recent survey from the National Multifamily Housing Council provided some insight into just how popular unguided tours are, and it seems that they are not preferred. According to their survey, nearly 70% of all renters prefer a guided tour with a representative of the landlord or property owner. This means they prefer the old school, time-tested tour with a scheduled time and physically meeting someone representing the property owner. So are they just ignoring the benefits of unguided tours and living in the past, or are there some real benefits to that face-to-face interaction? There are a number of advantages for the unguided tour for both you, the prospective renter, and the property owner. The first benefit is convenience. Typically, property tours occur during business hours from about 9 to 5 during the week, and since many people are busy during that time, property rental offices also arrange to be open on the weekends as well. But unguided tours can take place at any time the renter has time. They can literally occur at any time of the day or night. They are also easier to plan since the renter is the only one involved in deciding what time to do the tour. Another benefit of the unguided tour is privacy. Having the property representative guiding the tour can prevent people in your rental group from freely sharing their thoughts and concerns during the tour. They may want to share those thoughts with the group first, before presenting them to the leasing agent. The mere presence of the leasing agent can create a feeling of sales pressure for the renter. Highly skilled leasing agents will give those on the tour space to talk and avoid creating high-pressure sales environments. But the reality is there is huge turnover in the property management industry, so there's a good chance you may get a leasing agent who doesn't allow you that space as a renter. Flexibility is another benefit of the unguided tour. As a renter, you can take as long as you want to evaluate the property and explore each and every room. You're free to take all the pictures you want. You can measure every room and closet. You can even play around with furniture placement. And you can do all of this without worrying about the leasing agent having another property tour to get to. But there are some real drawbacks to not having a guided tour. Renters taking a tour of a property for the first time lack context about the property. Leasing agents can provide that context and details of property benefits that may not be readily apparent. Renters may not be aware of what the surrounding neighborhood may have to offer. There may be special shelves or drawers in the kitchen cabinets. Some features may require some explanation for renters to truly see their benefit. Sure, this information could be provided in the property listing, but reading about it is not the same as experiencing it firsthand. In fact, over 60% of those against unguided tours were looking for additional information about the neighborhood and the surrounding community. America is in the grip of a housing crisis. There's evidence of it in nearly every city. 50% of U.S. households are having difficulty paying rent. And prices? Well, prices are on the rise. Frustration has set in for those trying to make ends meet, and searching for a new place can be a daunting task. It can seem overwhelming. People believe that landlords have all the power. After all, they have what you need. But it isn't true. Yes, you heard correctly. It is not true. You have more power than you think. Inside the new book, Rental Secrets, you'll learn how to reduce your rent. Just imagine having a lower rent payment. Get better value for your money. Paying rent is a struggle. Shouldn't you get more out of each payment? How to negotiate with the right people. Who has the real power to negotiate? Take control of rent renewal conversations. After all, it's your money. And even how to get free rent. Yes, it is absolutely true. Free rent is real, and you can get it. All this and so much more is in Rental Secrets. Get your copy today at Amazon.com. Second, unguided tours put the renter in a situation where they are touring an unfamiliar property in an unfamiliar neighborhood. And in addition to that, they may be touring alone. This requires the renter to be very aware of their surroundings and their environment. After all, there have been plenty of recent stories about people squatting in vacant properties. You never know who or what you may run into. However, there's another aspect of safety to this issue. For those looking to run rental scams, they can use unguided tours to present themselves as legitimate property managers. By gaining an access code from the leasing agent, the scammer can give the code to an unsuspecting renter, allowing them to take the tour. After all, one of the ways to determine if someone is a legitimate property manager or not is whether they have access to the property. When taking an unguided tour, the renter is never able to put a face on the person offering the rental. So if it does turn out to be a scam, it's harder to locate and punish those responsible. To combat those pesky scammers, you can run a reverse image search. This is where you search online using the rental property image to learn if anyone else seems to be renting the very same property. Then compare the contact information. If it's different, then it just might be a scam. On a guided tour, you as the renter have the leasing agent's undivided attention. They have blocked out a specific amount of time to dedicate to your exploration of the property. You have direct access to ask questions and get their professional take on how to best make this property work for you. Since unguided tours lack that level of access, misunderstandings or miscommunications may occur. This was a concern of 66% of those who preferred the traditional property tour. So how can you mitigate these drawbacks when presented with an unguided property tour? Technology again can be a big help. You can essentially create a hybrid between the guided and unguided tour models. The renter and the leasing agent will schedule the tour as they would traditionally. The renter will be given the code to physically access the property and take the tour. But the twist with the hybrid model is that the leasing agent won't be physically present, but they would be on the renter's phone via Zoom or Google Meet. This results in the renter still having the leasing agent's undivided attention without them having to be physically present. This preserves the benefit of privacy, flexibility, and convenience while still allowing the leasing agent to provide context, preventing the renter from feeling quite so alone during the tour and providing the desired level of attention required by the renter. Personally, I've used this hybrid model with a great deal of success. While self-guided tours offer convenience and flexibility, they also come with potential drawbacks such as lack of expertise, safety concerns, and limited interaction. It's important for renters to weigh these factors and consider their own preferences and comfort levels before opting for a self-guided tour in the rental process. And if you do want that dedicated time and attention, be sure to let the leasing agent know so you can make arrangements to use the hybrid model. And to combat those pesky scammers, be sure to use that reverse image search. Thanks for watching Renter Confidential. Happy apartment hunting. And remember, when it comes to renting, Insider information is the best roommate you can ever have.